There's one band that was on the IRS roster that kind of falls more into the squeeze realm, and that I don't think they were contrived. But they got your attention. This was the band REM is what seems to be a band that was like, we don't want to do that. No, we don't want to do that. We just want to play the music. And yet they caught on and they got bigger with each record. Why do you think that that happened?
Well, the REM is a great example of just sticking with it. They were the only act on IRS records to actually fulfill every record on the contract. They didn't renegotiate anytime during, after the Go-Go's had a #1 record. Excuse me. After the Go-Go's had a #1 record, the lawyer and the manager, first thing they do is walk in the office and say, "We want a bigger deal." REM just kept growing. It wasn't until the last album that we actually sold like 2 million copies. At which time they said, "Well, we'd love to re-sign with IRS, but we think we owe it to ourselves to go to the open market and, see what the world will offer us." And by this point, they were the darlings of many people at our label, and obviously were very interesting to a lot of record companies around the world. Well, it finally got down to IRS records with the help of A&M, because I needed Jerry Moss to help me with money, and Warner Brothers. And finally, the group will go off to Warner Brothers, come back to my office, and they say, "Well, here's what Warner Brothers have said." They say, "Whatever Miles offers you, we'll double it." And at that, I knew that was it. And so I looked at the manager and the lawyer, and I said, "Here's what I suggest. Get out of my office, go straight to Warner Brothers, sign that deal. It's the best deal I ever saw." And of course they did. And of course it wasn't the best deal. But you're right. REM was an anomaly for IRS. They were not particularly outrageous, or they weren't outrageous at all. They didn't even want to be in their own videos. They just believed in what they were doing, and they just kept at it and lived within their means. And they grew and grew and grew and grew. And, I don't know that it's a formula that other bands could immediately copy. But it definitely worked, and I say in the book, I kudos to them that they were the one band that really survived the whole IRS period, and did everything right, and the Go-Go's broke up on the third album, Fine Young Cannibals on the second album, Wall of Voodoo on the second album. Most bands, never made it beyond the first album, so